everybody, this is Denise Reed. Welcome to Just a Point of View, my podcast slash videocast that I love to share on a weekly basis. And we are plowing through the 52 lists for happiness. And it's interesting as I'm exploring these 52 lists, how things might shift, not only for me, but for you if you're following along on my weekly coffee break, which guess what? You can buy me a coffee. There's a link in the show notes if you would like to make a donation to a worthy cause of happiness, as I am chasing it fiercely, and I hope you will come along for the ride and gain some happiness yourself as a result of exploring the 52 lists of happiness. I am working through ways that I can make my podcast video cast even better every week. And I hope you can bear with me as I go through these little growing tweaks to make this a better experience. Because by the end of this year, I hope that my podcast will be in a great rhythm and the quality is only going to get better. Sorry, I just had to ramble about this because it was a topic on my weekly check-in call with my dream team this morning. And I am trying to really stay on a positive note. And sometimes it's just difficult to do that. So it's why I have been pursuing the 52 Lists for Happiness by Moorea Seal. You're welcome to click the show notes for a link where you can purchase this awesome journal. It's really beautiful. It has a beautiful cover and it gives you a place to do the old-fashioned thing, like write a list. And sometimes it takes backpedaling and going old school to slow your mind down and to create that emotional shift. I don't know about you, but I have been following the news just because I have family in some of the hurricane areas that have been affected here in the Southeast and South Georgia specifically. I have a friend that was and probably still is in Asheville, North Carolina. I actually made the mistake before I started recording to go in and look at some of the Facebook posts about the hurricane damage. And oh my word, I just wanted to cry. I just wanted to cry. It's horrible. I read about a pilot and his son who was helping him co-pilot, who went to try to help people in the Carolinas with his helicopter because he had that tool at his disposal and knew that he could make a positive difference. And the local I believe it was either the fire department or some local officials threatened to arrest him because he was going in to help people that were stranded. And specifically, this helicopter pilot went in to rescue a wife from a husband and wife that were panicked and stranded in flood areas. And he opted to help the wife, put his son out so they could, carry this man's wife and maybe a few of the earthly possessions to a shelter. And he told his son and the husband, "I'll be back to get you both in a few minutes." It was a 3-minute helicopter ride, the article said, and the helicopter pilot sat down and let the woman get out of the helicopter, and the local officials threatened him with arrest. And he said, "You don't understand." He said, "My son is 3 minutes from here, and I have worked with the police department in the past. I have worked with the fire department. I understand search and rescue. I'm here to help. I'm not here to agitate or create disruption. I just want to help. And I saw these people in need, and I was there to help them. And my son is stranded 3 minutes from here." And so he basically went back and got his son, and I'm not sure, based on the quick read of the article, whether he was able to rescue the husband or not. But anyway, I can't imagine a local official threatening arrest and not allowing a father to go back and get his son. Sorry. I just had to get on a rant about this, and I saved it on my personal Facebook page if you want to go and read the link about it. And it's just, and I read an article about a local entity that had pack mules and was using their pack mules to, bring supplies into an area that you couldn't get in by car because of the flooding and the tree damage and all that is. I read about one young man that backpacked for 11 hours to go and check on his parents that were in this hurricane damaged area. I mean, it's just craziness. And I'm sorry, I'm just on a rant because I am fiercely chasing happiness today, and I want you to come along with me. And part of my conversation with my dream team this morning was not all of this that I'm ranting about, but how do you overcome things like a hurricane in your life? Things like flooding that you've watched your whole life's work of a home, I saw on video, float down the river. The average American is working 30 plus years to pay off their home, and they hope to one day retire there or have an asset that's worth selling where they can receive the care that they need in their later years in life. And you're just watching it float down the river. It's insane. It's nuts. It's like Armageddon, but it's not affecting the whole world. It's just the Southeast. I have never been so proud to be a Southerner, to see all the volunteer efforts, to hear conversations around me in my executive suite here at the Concierge Office Suites about people that want to donate to the hurricane victims. And I was doing a quick read about where you could make donations to help victims of the hurricane. And of course, the Red Cross is there, and I'm sure there are several hundred others, if not thousands. And hopefully you'll do your due diligence before you just go throwing money at something, to make sure that it's designated for the victims of this most recent hurricane. And that leads me into list 26. And aren't you glad that I stopped ranting? Just saying, sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you just have to. Not that you want to hurt anyone or that you want to elevate somebody's blood pressure, but sometimes you just have to get things out in the open. And here's my get things out in the open. List 26 is make a difference for someone else and change your own happiness. And there's been several ways that I've done it, and I'll just share some of my lists. And examples like the helicopter pilot and his son who rescued the wife and tried to make a difference for the people that were a part of the hurricane flooding in the Carolinas. The mule backpacking team that are bringing in supplies to help the victims of the hurricane. They're making a difference for someone else. And not that you're doing it for gratification, not that you're doing it for glory. You're doing it because you know it's a need, and hopefully you see the need and you can address the need. And that's the bottom line of making a positive difference for someone else. And as a result of that, hey, you get to celebrate in gratitude that not only were you able to help someone else, but hopefully they were appreciative of that help. And not that you're looking for glory or gratitude, but it sure is nice to be given some thanks and to be thankful. I try to celebrate gratitude on the regular. Just saying that if you take a few minutes and you start listing out all the things that you're thankful for, like a bed to sleep on, a pillow to lay your head on, a roof over your head, food on your table, the fact that your family is healthy and well, the fact that the sun even came up today and it's not raining. Think about the trauma of hearing rain now, or the sound of a train or rushing water. I can't imagine what PTSD the hurricane victims are experiencing as a result of this horrific experience. And I hope that while you're watching the news, you're not just doing it to be amped up, but you're really taking a moment to count your blessings. Just saying, count your blessings. Because, oh, this is going to make me cry. And it's why I chase happiness fiercely. There are people going to bed tonight without a home, without a bed, maybe without a family member they're missing. It's just horrible. And this doesn't help elevate your happiness, but I just think about all the people that are affected and how many thousands of people are without power for refrigeration, for their food. It's just the list goes on. My gratitude list is long as a result of this. And I'm sorry I'm crying, but it's just so horrible. And it almost makes me feel guilty for all the blessings that I have. Just saying that if you can do something for somebody else, I encourage you to do it. One of the things this week that I realized, I have some clients and they have family in Miami, and I wasn't sure if they were affected by any flooding around their home. um, because of just conversations with people and um, all that kind of good stuff. And I told him, I said, I feel really snot and smug. And I said, I'm sorry that I haven't asked about your family, because they have some extended family around Orlando and probably other parts of the state. And I said, I hope that your family's okay. And I just want to let you know that I was thinking about them today. And my friend that's in the Carolinas, I've tried to look for her posts on social media to see if I could give her additional information that she may not have access to, just because internet's in and out, and phone lines are down, and I'm sure some cell towers are down, and communication is difficult. So I've tried to be aware of that as well. So I hope that you can see how making a difference for someone else could really change some things. And I think that if you can make a difference for someone else, the real difference that you're making is not for just them, but for you as well. And sorry, I got all weepy-eyed and boogery-nosed. I just want to be real with you. If you're watching my videocast or podcast and know that when you don't think anyone cares, hey, I care. Just saying that sometimes letting someone know that you care can change everything for someone else. Just saying. You could change something for someone else just by letting them know that you care. And I hope that you'll do what you can with the resources that you have to make a positive difference in someone's life. We can't do everything for everyone, but if you can do one positive something for someone, that's one person that you've made a difference for. And sometimes you just have to think about that, because if you get so wrapped up in yourself and your life, and you don't think about how you can serve others, you're missing out on a lot of happiness and a lot of gratitude. And I hate for you to miss out on that. Just saying. So take a look, or let's look at what Moorea Seal recommends as her take action point in the 52 Lists for Happiness journal. So you don't have to sit here and watch me blubber all night about worrying about people that have issues beyond their control and that need a helping hand. So anyway, Moorea Seal, in her Take Action Point, recommends that you take 15 minutes today, or even a day, to search the news and social media for people who you think are making a difference in the world. And how do you want to emulate what they have done within their world, and how you might emulate it in your own life? So you could become a superhero like the mule train, packing in supplies to areas where vehicles with tires can't go. think about making a donation of some kind, either of goods or of money for the hurricane victims. And guess what? You might become a superhero for happiness. Who knew? Who knew? I'm sure that everyone around the hurricane area of Carolinas had no idea that they were going to be victims of this storm and have their businesses demolished or their homes demolished or family members lost in a storm when they saw the hurricane warnings. Just saying. So I hope that you'll take a happiness break and look for ways to be a superhero and give back to someone in your life, either a stranger or someone that you know. And you might be pleasantly surprised at your level of happiness and how it shifts, especially when you look at the opportunity for a give back. So sorry I had a tearful moment. I just wanted to be real with you today and realize that you can shift your happiness, and you can do it by making a difference for someone else, to shift your own happiness and take the focus off your own life because you've given to someone else's in some capacity, either in time or resources, money. So I'm cheering for you when you least expect it and when you think no one else is. If you're out there trying to do a good deed and make a difference for someone else. So thanks for tuning in for Just a Point of View, my podcast videocast. And I hope that if you're considering creating your own podcast or videocast, that you'll consider StreamYard. They have helped me develop this wonderful experience that I get to share with you every week. And also, I am broadcasting on Podbean. It's lots of fun sharing all of that. And I hope you have a great week and that you count it all joy, because even in the most horrible, sad things, there's some wonderful people that realize that they could be the one that makes a difference. And I hope that it's you. So have a great day. And remember, it's just a point of view. And I'm always here for a whole lot of happiness because I'm chasing it fiercely. Have a great evening. Good night.